Eala brushes aside injury concerns. Nothing serious. Manila, Philippines. Eala shrugged off fitness concerns following a triumphant first match at the WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open on Monday night. Before cruising to a 6-1, 6-2 victory over Russian Elena Chereva in the round of 32. Eala called for a medical timeout in the second set that had the packed crowd at Rizal Memorial Sports Complex holding its breath. There was just a bit of discomfort, but it's nothing serious, she said. I have a day now to see how it holds and let it relax, then wake up tomorrow to see how I feel. True enough, Eala returned to the court and chalked up 5 straight games to end the match. Eala also clarified that she called for a break to have her right leg checked and not her shoulder. Earlier this month, the Filipino tennis sensation experienced shoulder and back discomfort at the ASB Classic in Auckland. She even asked for a medical timeout during her semifinal loss to Wang Xinyu. The 20-year-old Eala also suffered a shoulder injury during her campaign at the National Bank Open in Montreal last July, forcing her to withdraw from the Cincinnati Open. Eala, though, assured that there's no need to worry. Physical pain is definitely a part of an athlete's lifestyle and jobs, so we have to find ways to best manage that and not let it affect us mentally. I also know my body well enough now. Eala brushes aside injury concerns. Nothing serious. Pain has a way of announcing itself loudly. It screams in torn muscles, whispers in stiff joints, and lingers in the spaces athletes pretend not to notice. But for Eala, pain is not a headline. It is background noise, something acknowledged, assessed, and calmly set aside. Nothing serious, she says. The words land lightly, almost casually, as if she were talking about a missed alarm or delayed flight. Yet behind them is the weight of expectation, the hum of competition, and the quiet courage of a young athlete who has learned, far earlier than most, how to listen to her body without letting it dictate her story. Eala does not play tennis as if she is afraid of breaking. She plays as if she trusts herself not to. The pause between points. Tennis is a sport of pauses. Between points, between games, between breaths. It is in these moments that doubt often creeps in. A twinge in the shoulder. A stiffness in the knee. A question that forms uninvited. Is this the start of something worse? For many athletes, especially young ones on a global stage, injury is not just physical. It is psychological. It threatens momentum, ranking, rhythm. It can derail a season or rewrite a dream. But Eala's response is not dramatic. It is measured. Nothing serious. She doesn't rush the words, nor does she over-explain them. They are not dismissive, but grounded. They suggest that she knows the difference between discomfort and danger, between strain and setback. They hint at maturity earned through years of training, travel, loss, and recovery. Built in the quiet hours. Eala's strength has never been loud. It was built in quiet hours, early mornings on court, long afternoons refining footwork, evenings studying opponents and herself. It grew in foreign countries, away from home, where resilience had to become a habit rather than a reaction. Injury concerns test that foundation. They ask an athlete to slow down in a world that rewards speed, to listen in a culture that demands performance. Eala listens, but she does not panic. There is confidence in knowing your body, not the reckless confidence of ignoring pain, but the informed confidence of understanding it. She trusts the team around her, the process that has carried her this far, and the patience that separates longevity from burnout. Beyond the fear narrative, sports culture loves drama. A slight limp becomes speculation. A medical timeout becomes a crisis. Every pause is magnified, every grimace dissected. But Eala refuses to live inside that narrative. Nothing serious is not denial. It is control. It is her way of setting the tone, of reminding everyone that she is still here, still moving forward, still focused on the long game rather than the immediate noise. This mindset matters, because injuries don't just attack the body, they prey on fear. Fear of regression, fear of being forgotten, fear of what happens if you stop. Eala doesn't stop. She adjusts. Grace under pressure. What stands out most is not how she plays through discomfort, but how she speaks about it. There's no bitterness, no frustration spilling into her words. Only clarity. This grace is rare, especially in an athlete still writing the early chapters of her career. It suggests emotional intelligence, the ability to separate temporary obstacles from permanent identity. She is not defined by a strain or scare. She is defined by a response. And her response is calm. The long view. Every athlete who lasts learns this lesson eventually. Careers are marathons disguised as sprints. Push too hard, ignore too much, and the body collects its debt with interest. Alex seems to understand this already. By brushing aside injury concerns without dismissing them, she signals balance, awareness without anxiety, determination without recklessness. It is the posture of someone thinking not just about the next match, but the next decade. She plays like someone who plans to be here for a while. More than a soundbite. Nothing serious could easily be reduced to a quote, a line repeated in articles, headlines, and social media captions. But its real power lies beneath the surface. It is the sound of an athlete who knows herself, the echo of discipline meeting patience, the quiet confidence of someone who refuses to let fear lead. Alex Eala does not promise invincibility. She promises honesty. And in a sport that constantly tests the limits of the human body, that may be the strongest promise of all. For now, she moves forward, racket in hand, eyes steady, body listening.